huge thanks to the Sustainable Soils Alliance for putting on this event and this very important initiative. Compassion in World Farming, as a farm animal welfare organisation, why would we be here speaking up in defence of soils? Well, because having undertaken a global investigation in recent years, what we found is that the future of farm animal welfare, wildlife, our soils and our food are interwoven. Why is that? Because one of the most damaging things that we can do to the soil is undertake an industrial form of agriculture. Calling a spade, factory farming, where we put animals in cages, crates and confinement, which looks like a space-saving idea but actually isn't. Because we take them off of pastures and foraging and the opportunity, if we were to let them to recycle food waste, we put them in these cages and therefore have to dedicate vast areas of relatively scarce arable land elsewhere to grow their food. And we do this in a way which can be inherently damaging, using chemical fertilizers and pesticides. And in that scenario, as the fields get bigger, then things start to disappear. The trees, the bushes and the hedges disappear. And with the chemicals means that the flowers start to disappear, and with those, the insects and the seeds disappear that are needed by the birds, the bats, the butterflies, and just about everything else, including the worms, and the soils start to disappear. And at that point, we've got a problem. And having grown all of that food, and by the way, half of Britain's cereals are fed to farm animals, when we put that food into those cages and crates for those farm animals, they then waste the vast majority of the food value in terms of calories and in protein in conversion to meat, milk and eggs. In this way, we are putting huge pressure on our soils. We are putting huge pressure on the system, on our land. What this shows is that actually we can farm and we can feed people with less land, less pressure into the future. That is why I welcome the 25-year environment plan. I think it's great on intent. Now we need to make sure it has teeth. And one of the specifics is to introduce a nationwide soil protection and recovery program underpinned by regulation. And to make it work, we need to move away from industrial agriculture. Thank you.